This is the Roulette Master, and one of my subscribers, Dave J315, just sent in an incredible roulette system that he's consistently winning with in the casino. It's a lot different than anything you've probably seen in a while, and I'm excited to share it with you. So let's place the bets and get started. We're going to start with some corner bets with $5 each, and let's place those first, and then we're going to have a double street that breaks us even if we hit it. So we're going to win on the corners, break even on the double street, and then the progression on this one is going to be the key. That's a 13 black. $15 win. We're up 15 bucks. We're just going to rebet and spin. And if we lose, we're not going to increase the bet. If we win right off the bat, we're not going to increase the bet either. However, if we lose and then win, we're going to increase the bet. And we're up 30. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just rebet and spin at base level here and see what we get. That's a 35 black. All right, it's a break even. We'll just rebet and spin. Still at $30. And we're going to be keeping track of session profit with this one. That's a 17 black. That's a nice win. We're up 45. We'll just rebet and spin. And again, we're not going to increase on losses with this one, only on wins after losses. And we'll get to that here in a second. That's a 23, and that's a nice win. We're up 60. We'll just rebet and spin. Still here at base level. And making some money with Dave J's 315's new system, and that's a 31 black. Another break even. We'll just rebet and spin, and let's see what we get here. That's a 35. Won't hurt us any. We'll just break even and spin again. We're currently up $60, and let's go ahead and spin again here and see what we get. Okay, that's a 29 black. There we go. There's a nice $15 win. We're up 75. We'll just rebet and spin. And here we go. That's a 15 black. And we lost. So we do not increase on losses. But once we lose, if we win after a loss, we increase by 1 unit. So that's a 20 black. And that's a win. So we increase by 1 unit. So all the 5s go to 10. And then let's go ahead and spin again right here. Okay, that's a 28 black. That's a $30 win. We're back up 90. Now we reset back to 30. And spin. All right, here we go. Let's make some more money and get some more $15 wins here. That's a 29 black. $15 win there. We're up $105. And we'll go ahead and rebet and spin. Here we go. All right, that's a 4 black. All right, another $15 win. We're currently up $120. And let's see what we get here. So far, so good. But let's see what happens when we have a losing streak, and that's a 27 red. Okay, we lost that one. So whenever we lose, we want to see how much we were up. We were up 120, so remember that. We're not going to increase the bet yet. And but we're going to keep that in mind where our session profit level is, and that's an 8 black. Okay, that's a win. So we're going to go ahead and add a unit to each, and the 5s are going to go to 10. Now we're at a $60 total bet because there's the 5s went to 10s on all those bets there, and there's 6 of them, and that's a break even. We'll just rebet and spin. And let's see if we can get a win here, and then we'll be able to reset back to $30 where we started. That's a $30 win. So we're back in session profit. We're up 135. So we drop back to 30 where we started, back to $5 each. And let's go ahead and spin. Okay, that's an 11 black. Another $15 win. We're up 150. And let's keep it rolling. Here we go. Okay, that's a 7 red. Okay, we lost that one, so we keep the bet the same and spin, but we realized we were up 150, so don't forget that. And let's go ahead and spin. So we want to get back to 150 or greater, and that's a 3 red. We lost again, so we just rebet and spin. We do not increase. But we keep that 150 in our mind, and let's hope we get a win right here. That's a 10 black. We lost 3 in a row. Okay, that's not normal, but at least we didn't increase those bets when we lost. So we're only down $90 on those 3 spins. And that's a 15 or 21 red. Okay, we finally got a win, so we're going to increase by $5 on each. So we're going to go from 5 to 10 on all 6 bets, and let's get some wins. Remember, we're trying to get to 150 or greater, and we just actually, that was a good one there. We're up 105. So remember, we're going to increase by $5 each time we win until we're in session profit. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we're at a $90 total bet. Each time we win until we get over 150, we're going to go ahead and increase. So that's a 9 red. $45 win. We're back to 150, so we go all the way back to where we started at $30 and spin. That's 5 times 6 bets, $5 on each, and here we go. That's an 18 red. We lost, so we keep the bet the same. We were up 150, so remember that, and let's spin. So let's see if we can get a win here, and if we do, we'll increase by $5 on each. We lost though, so now all of a sudden we're going to have to go ahead and increase by 5 again on all these bets. Here we go. Now we're at $60 total bet, and let's see if we can get a couple wins here. That's a 20 black. That should be a win. Okay, so we're up 120. We won again, but we're not in session profit, so that triggers us to add $5 to each bet again. Just like that, and now we're at a $90 total bet. Let's see what we get here. Here we go, and that's a 32 red. It's a break even, so we'll just rebet and spin. We're currently up 120. Once we get to 150 or higher, we can reset. So here we go. That's a 33 black. Another break even, won't hurt us any, so we'll just rebet and spin again. Let's see if we get a win, and we'll need to increase. If we lose, then we'll keep the bet the same, and that's a 23 red. There we go. That's a $45 win. Now we're up 165, and we're in new session profit. All right, so now we can go back to base level. Let's go ahead and do that. Back to 30 and spin. There's our 6 bets at $5 each, and here we go. Okay, that's an 11 black. That's a nice $15 win. We're up $180, so profits are starting to increase again. We're keeping track of that session profit as we go through this. And that's a 2 black there. We'll take that win, and now we're up $195. And we'll keep spending here and keep making money with this new system by Dave J315. That's a 4 black, and that should be a win. Okay, we're up $210 now, and let's keep racking up the wins. We have lots of nice coverage here. Let's keep it going. And that's a 2. That should be another win. Okay, so we're up $225. And so far, so good. Here we go. That's a 14 red. Another nice win. We're up $240 now. So really nice coverage here. We actually have 20 numbers covered that make us money, but then we have 26 numbers that don't lose. So keep that in mind. There's another win. We're up $255. So here we go again. And so those 6 numbers that keep us from losing help us as well. That's a 20 black, and that's a $15 win. We're up $270. Let's just rebet and spin. Still here at base level. Let's see what we get. That's a 25 red. Okay, $15 win. We're up $285. Still at base level here, and let's see what we get. Okay, that's a 33 black. Break even, so we're still up $285. We'll rebet and spin. That won't hurt us any, and that's what those 6 numbers are for, is to keep us from losing, and that's a 12 red. Okay, $15 win. Now we're up $300. All right, so far so good. Let's see if this continues. We're going to keep testing this one out a little longer, and I want to see, what happens if you do have multiple losses. There's one right there. So let's go ahead now, and we will leave the bet the same. Remember, we only increase if you win after losses, and that's a 27 red. And we lost again, so now we've lost 60, but that's okay. We haven't increased, so the losses aren't huge. And here we go. That's a 15 black. We lost 3 in a row. Okay, so that's why it's good that we have not increased. on these losses because we've lost 3 consecutive, and that's a 22 black. And now we've lost 4 consecutive. So we're still at 180 in profit because we have not increased the bet. And here we go. That's a 29 black. We finally got a win, so we start increasing by $5 on each. We're going to go from 5 to 10 on all 6 bets. And each time we win until we get in session profit, we're going to increase by $5. And that's an 18. We lost again, though. So now we leave the bet the same and spin again. And then once we get a win, we'll start adding more to our bets. And a 0 doesn't help the situation. Okay, so we have to just go ahead and rebet and spin again. So this is what I was talking about. If you get really bad luck, how is it going to respond? Let's find out. And that's a 5 red. Okay, that's a $30 win. Each time we win, we're going to add $5 to these corners and to the double street, to all 6 bets. Now we're at $90 total bet. So now we need a little bit of a win streak, and we'll make a little bit more with each spin. And that's a 5 red. We'll take that. $45 win. We're up 150. So each time we win, again, we're going to add $5 to each bet. Just like that. And now we're at $120 total bet. So let's see what we get here. That's a 36. That won't hurt us any. That's why those 6 numbers are there, is to break us even. And we're up 150 at a 120 total bet right here. And here we go. That's a 6 black, and I think that is a loss, and it is. So we're just going to rebet and spin, and then once we get a win, we'll start increasing the bet again. That's a 31 black. Okay, that's just a break even. Won't hurt us any. We'll just rebet and spin again, and then we'll get back on track. Here we go. We just need a little patience. This is a $2,000 bankroll system. And so we're fine with the bankroll, but man, we're sure losing a bunch of them in a row here. But at least we're not increasing the bets after each loss. So here we go. That's a 16 red. Okay, finally got a win. So now we're going to increase everything by $5. Here we go. And then each time we win, if we get a little win streak going here, each time we win, we'll make more money on the next spin. So that's an 8 black. And that's a win, so we'll increase by $5 again. And then we'll check our balance after this spin. Here we go. Okay, now we're at 180 total bet. Keep increasing each time we win. And that's a 22 black. Ooh, we lost again though. Ouch. Okay, so that put us down for the first time. So we're going to go ahead and keep the bet the same and spin. This is why we have the $2,000 bankroll, in case something like this happens. That's just a break even on 35 black. Okay, so we'll just rebet and spin. And let's get ourselves back in profit. Here we go. All right, that's a 13 black. Okay, $90 win. So we'll go up $5 each time we win. And all we need is a win streak. So let's get a win streak going. We have lots of nice coverage. We have 26 numbers that won't make us lose, and then 20 numbers that'll make us money. That's an 11 black. That's a nice $105 win. We're back up 60. We're going to keep increasing each time we win by $5. Okay, now we're at 240 total bet, which is fine since we have that $2,000 bankroll. And here we go. That's a 12 red. It's a $120 win. We're back up $180. So that's close enough to session profit. Let's go ahead and restart and place the bets again. And remember, you can also play this with dollar bets and then just take 1/5 of the bankroll as well. So so if you take 2,000 by 5, that's $400. You can do a $400 bankroll. And let me fix this bet right here. If you use dollar units instead of $5 units. So now we're back at base level, $30. And if you get on a big losing streak like that, if you get near session profit, you need to reset. Okay, that's a 1 red. That's a $15 win. We're back up $195. So you can see we're not in session profit anymore. But if you get on a long losing streak, Dave says you need to go ahead and restart. So if you get close to session profit. So we lost that one. We're just going to rebet and spin, and we're only increasing on wins. Here we go. That's a 15 black. Another loss. Okay, so we're just going to rebet and spin. And we're starting to get a lot more losses, but that's okay because we're not doubling after each loss, and that's a 22 black. Another loss, so that's 3 losses in a row there. Let's spin again. Fortunately, that's only $90 because they're 30 each. And that one broke even, so it won't hurt us. Okay, so let's just rebet and spin, and then we'll start adding money in once we start getting wins. Another break even on 35 black. It's a good thing we're betting on those, or those would have been losses. So that's a nice 6 numbers there on the end that keep us from losing. And that's a 9 red there. Okay, we finally got a win, so let's go ahead now and we'll increase by $5. So the 5s go to 10, and let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. That's a 20. Okay, that's a good one there. $30 win, we're up $150. We're going to add $5 to each bet again. Here we go, and now we're at a $90 total bet, increasing by 5 after each win. So coming back here, and that's a 30 red. Ooh, we lost again though. So let's go ahead and just keep the bet the same and spin. And let's see what we get here. We need a win streak. And that's just a break even, won't hurt us any. That's what those are there for. So we'll just rebet and spin. All right, come on, just a little nice win streak and we can cash out and declare victory. That's a 7 red, but we lost again. Ouch. So at least they're not being doubled after each loss. So that's the bonus, is that it's not massive amounts of losses because we're only increasing after wins. So we won there. It's time to increase. So we're going to go 15 to 20. Oops, let me fix that one. So $5. Oh, all the bets disappeared there, guys. Let me make sure we get this back as close to where we were as possible here. So, okay. And actually, that last bet was $90. So let's make sure we get these right. Okay, so then we need to add 5 to each. There we go. Okay, now we're at 120 total bet. Let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. That's a 34 red, and that's just a break even. So let's rebet and spin at 120 total bet. Let's get this back on track right here. Come on, let's start getting some wins, and that's a 17 black. That should be good. Okay, that's a $60 win. We're back up 75, so we'll increase all these by 5. Just like that, and now we're at 150 total bet. Let's see what we get here. That's a 24 black. All right, nice win there. We're back up 150. We'll increase again. Okay, now we're at $30 each. Let's get a win right here so we can cash out and declare victory over the casino, just like those shirts at theroulettemaster.com. And another break even there. That won't hurt us any. We'll just rebet that. And I just wear those to remind myself that when I'm up a good amount, I need to cash out and declare victory. And that's a 6 black, and we lost again. Ouch. So let's just keep the bet the same and spin again. We were real close to being able to cash out there. But let's see what happens now. That's an 11 black. That's a $90 win. So let's go ahead and increase by $5. Here we go. Let's spin this, and then we'll see where we are after this spin. And here we go. That's a 25 red. Okay, that's a $105 win. We're back up 165. Let's just go ahead and cash out and declare victory right there. Especially if you've been going back down a little bit and you're coming back up with the system. Cash out and declare victory and know that you beat the casino for the day. And if it helps you get one of those cash out shirts like I wear to the casino, you can get those at theroulettemaster.com. And hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I just really appreciate everyone's support of the channel. You guys are awesome. Send your systems to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. We do this every single day in the search for the best roulette system possible. If you're enjoying it, please make sure to subscribe, and let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. And now we have another system coming up here that's trending on YouTube. If you want to stick around, that would be fantastic. Let's get started with that right now. Here we go. Thanks for sticking around. I think you're going to absolutely love this system. This is Subscriber Says this is the world's best low roller roulette system. Let's get started with it. Here we go. This is the Roulette Master, and I cannot wait to introduce to you the best low roller roulette system in the entire world, according to one of my subscribers, Brent. Let's go ahead and get started, and once this is done spinning, we're going to place the bets. I'm going to show you everything that he's been doing to win money consistently, and these are going to be dollar units. So we're going to start with first and second 12 like some other systems, but I can guarantee you this one is very different. Let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. All right. That is a 4 black, and that's a win. And if you get a win, you just go ahead and stay right there. So let's do that again.
No more bets.
And then when we have losses, I'll show you what to do. And there's also going to be some changing of bets as we get to certain win goals, which we're going to get to here soon. We're currently up $2. Let's rebet and spin.
No more bets.
All right, here we go. So $1 on first 12, $1 on second 12. That's a 20 black. That's another win. Okay, so now we're up $3. All right, let's rebet and spin again here. Okay, that's a 15 black. That's another win. Now we're at $4, but this is a very small part of this system. Once we have some losses on third 12 or 0, I'm going to show you what to do next. That's the real key. And that's 11 black. That's another win. Okay, so currently we're at $5, and we're only risking $2 per spin. This is a $200 bankroll system, which is very manageable, and I'm going to show you how Brent's been consistently making money with this. Okay, there's the first loss. So we're going to go from $1 to $2 on each, and let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. And now once we have our first loss, we're not going to be just increasing on losses. I'm going to show you what to do next here. That's a $2 win. So once we start a losing streak here, you can see we're up 5. We're going to start increasing by 1 each time. So here we go. This one's going to be at $3 each. Okay, that is a 28 black. That's a loss. So we're going to keep increasing. We're going to go up another $1 on each to 4. And you can see currently we're minus 1. Our first goal is going to be $10 of profit. I'm going to show you what to do when you get near that. It's going to change the bet amounts. And that's a $4 win. And now we're increasing on every spin unless we don't need to, which we're going to get to here soon. Let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 14 red. That's a win. Okay, so we're currently up $8. So once you get near $10, you don't keep increasing. So you can see we're at 5 each right now, and we would be going to 6, but we're not going to. We're just going to go to 2 because that's all we need to achieve our next goal. So let's go ahead and do that now. Here we go. That is a 1 red, and we got it. So we achieved our first goal of $10 profit. Okay, so now whenever you get $10 of profit, you reset back to $1 on each and spin again. And then once we have our first loss, it'll trigger increasing on every win and loss. Okay, that's a $1 win there though, so we're up 11. Let's rebet and spin again here. And playing low roller roulette can be awesome because you can consistently make money without risking a lot. And I know that's appealing to a lot of you. We're currently up $12 now. Let's rebet and spin again here. Here we go. That's a 25 red. Okay, that's a loss. So we're going to keep increasing. Or we're going to start increasing. We're at 2 each now. 4 total. Here we go. And once we have that first loss, we're going to increase on every spin until we get to the next marker, which will be $20. And that's a win there. We're currently up 12. So we're going to increase again from 2 to 3. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's a 26 black. And that's a loss. Let's increase again. Okay, we're at 4 each. 8 total. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. And that's a 31 black. That's another loss. So we increase again. So now we're at 5 each. Let's go ahead and spin again here at a $10 total bet. And since we have a $200 bankroll with dollar units, we have plenty of time to deal with all these losses. Like we've just lost 3 in a row right there, which isn't great, but we're going to keep increasing. We're at 6 each, 12 total now. Let's get some wins. And that's a 5 red. We finally got another win. Okay, so we're at -6 right now. We're going to keep increasing. Once you get that first loss, you keep increasing on every spin until you get to your next target. And that's a 23 red. Okay, that's a $7 win. We're currently up $1. We're going to go to 8 now.
No more bets.
There we go. And again, we're trying to get to 20 now. That is a 12 red. That's a win. Okay, so we're up $9. We're trying to get to 20 now. We're going to keep increasing.
No more
This
bets.
is 9 each, $18 total. And here we go. That's a 17 black. And that's a win. So we're up $18. Our next target is 20. So we need to only bet $2 each instead of 10 each would be the next bet. So we're just going to go to $2 each. And if we get this one, we'll reach our next target. And here we go. And again, one of my subscribers, Brent, says this is the world's best low roller roulette system. And it has a lot of aspects that make you money and a lot of aspects that protect your bankroll of $200. So we're up $20. We're going to go back to $1 each and spin.
No more bets.
And here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's a 26 black, and that's a loss. So this starts our increasing on every bet until we get to $30. So now we're at 2 each, 4 total. Let's see if we can get some wins. And if not, our bankroll will keep us in there and until we have a chance to get some wins. And that's a win right there. We're trying to get to 30 now. We're going to keep increasing. So we're at $3 each now. Here we go. Okay, that is a 14 red. Okay, that's another win. We'll keep increasing. Again, we're trying to get to 30. We're at 4 each, 8 total now. Here we go. Let's see what we get on this one. And it is a 36 red. That's a loss. So we need to increase those and drop this back to 15 temporarily. We're trying to get to $30 profit now. We have $5 on each. Okay, that's a 13 black, and that's a win. But again, we're going to keep increasing. Okay, we're at 6 each, 12 total now. Then we'll see where we're at after we get this one. Hopefully this is a win, but it's a loss. It's a 30 red. Okay, so we increase again. Okay, we're at 7 each, 14 total. Up $8, trying to get to 30. Here we go. Let's get a win. Okay, we did. Fantastic. That's a 23 red. So we keep increasing. We're up 15. Okay, 8 each, 16 total now. $200 bankroll. And that's a win. 7 red. Fantastic. Okay, so we're up 23, trying to get to 30. And we'll be at 9 each now. Let's go ahead and spin. After this one, we'll need to adjust those bets if we get the win. And we did. That's a 12 red. So let's see how far away we are from... Actually, we got 30 there. So we actually should have adjusted that bet to just get to 30. So remember that for the next one, but we're going to go back to $1 on each. Okay, let's go ahead and spin. Because you just want to get right to your next target goal. You don't want to risk more than that. We went $2 over. So that is a win. And again, we're just going to bet $1 until we have a loss. And then we'll start increasing by 1 on each spin. And until we reach our next target goal. And there's our loss. So that starts our increasing. And let's go ahead and do that. So we'll be at 2 each, 4 total now. Our next goal is going to be $40. And let's get there. And let's see how much we can make in 15 minutes. That's a 4 black. Actually, this one's going to go longer than 15 minutes. We want to really test this one out today. So again, we're going to increase again, trying to get to 40. And let's go ahead and spin here. Normally we do 15 each, but we're going to go longer today because I want you to see the good and the bad with every system. And so far, it's been doing great. And we're up $36. Our next target's 40. That's $4, so that means they're going to be 4 each. And actually, our last bet was 6. Actually, we can't go there yet. We have to go just 1 up. No, actually, I'm sorry. One up will get us there. That's 4 each, 8 total. So you just keep increasing by 1 on every spin until you don't need to anymore to get to your next target. Okay, now we're at 40. Perfect. So now we're going to go for 50, and that resets us back to $1 on each. And again, until we have a loss, we're just going to stay at $1 and keep getting wins. That's a 1 red, and then once we get a loss, it'll trigger increasing by 1 on each spin. And we're trying to get to 50 now. Let's go ahead and spin at $1 each. All right, here we go. That's a 15 black. That's another win. Fantastic. So we're up 42. Let's go ahead and spin again here. See what we can get. And $42 profit already on a $200 bankroll is awesome. So we're already at 43 now, trying to get to 50. Let's spin again. Okay, that's a 32 red. That's a loss. So we're going to start increasing on every spin now till we get to 50. And we're up 41. Let's go ahead and spin. And the reason that's so important once you get your first loss is because if you go on a massive losing streak, then it'll be really hard to get back if you don't increase on every spin. So we're up 43. We're trying to get to 50. We're going to increase again to 3 each, 6 total here. Okay, that's a 29 black. That's a loss, so they increase. Let's go ahead and do that. 4 each. And we're up 37, trying to get to 50. Here we go. This is the world's best low roller roulette system by Brent. And that's a 21 red. Okay, that's a $4 win. We're trying to get to 50. We're going to keep increasing. Let's go ahead and spin again here. Then we'll see how close to 50 we are if we get the win. And we did. That's a 2 black. Fantastic. So we're currently at 46. And let's see what our last bet was there. It was 5 each. We only need 4 each. So let's go ahead and adjust that bet. And we just use what we need to get to our next goal. That way, if we lose, we're not that far away. And we got it. So we just achieved another goal. And $50 profit with a $200 bankroll is awesome. We're going to keep going with this one. I want you to see as large of a sample size as possible and see if you think this is the world's best low roller roulette system. And that's a 22 black. That's another win. We're going to stay right here at $1, and we're at 51 right now until we get a loss, and that's mainly because we don't need to increase until we start losing. We can just make 1 unit each spin. I tried to hit the 0 there, but that's a 32 red. Okay, and that's a loss, so that triggers us, and we're trying to get to 60. We're going to go from 1 to 2, $4 total bet. Here we go. Okay, that's a 32 red. That's another loss. So let's go ahead and increase those to 3 each. But we're increasing on every spin, win or lose, until we get to that $60 mark. So let's focus, and that's a 9 red. All right, that's a $3 win. We're up 48, trying to get to 60. We're increasing from 3 to 4. This is a $200 bankroll system on dollar units. And that's a 27 red. That's another loss. So we're getting more losses here. We've lost 3 of the last 4. We're going to increase again from 4 to 5. Trying to get to 60. We're currently at 40. All right, here we go. That's a win, 16 red. So we keep increasing. We're currently up 45, trying to get to 60. And we're at $6 each now. Here we go. All right, that is a 29 black, and that's a loss. So we increase again. But the real key to this, once you start losing a bunch of them, is that you're increasing on wins too. Because when you go on a huge losing streak, you cannot recover it all just by getting wins after the losses. You need to get some increase all of them. We're currently up $19. We're trying to get to 60. We're at 8 each, 16 total. We're just being patient with our bankroll until good things happen. And that's a 13 black. That's a good thing. That's an $8 win. We're up 27, trying to get to 60. We're going up again from 8 to 9. And let's see how many wins we can get in a row here. Okay, that's a 19 red. Good win. Okay, let's keep increasing. We're up 36. We're trying to get to 60. We're at 10 each, 20 total. We're increasing on every spin, win or lose. Once that first loss triggers us, and that's a 24 black. So that's a $10 win. We're at 46, trying to get to 60. Now we're at 11 each, and here we go. If we can get back up to 60, 60 is great profit with the $200 bankroll, and that's a 29 black. That's another loss. Let's increase again. We're increasing win or lose until we get to 60. We're currently up 24, and let's build it back up. Here we go. That's an 8 black. All right, that's a good win. We'll keep increasing. We're up 36, trying to get to 60. This is 13 each, 26 total on this current bet. There we go, 23 red. That's a good one. Okay, so we're currently up 49, trying to get to 60. And you can see because we're increasing on every spin, we're able to actually come back. And you can see that's another win on 21 red. And now we just achieved our goal. Now we're going to try to, and actually we should have got that one to where it just went to 60s, but we went a couple dollars over. That's okay. We're trying to get to 70 now, so let's reset to $1 each and spin. And here we go. That was a really good comeback, and that wouldn't have been possible without increasing on both. That's a 10 black, and that's a win. So we're up 64. And again, we're just going to stay at a $2 bet, $1 on each until we get that first loss. And that's a 24 black, so that's another $1 win there. And we're up 65, trying to get to 70. Let's see if we can get there. And I like these achievable goals of $10. And that's a 16 red. Okay, that's a $1 win. We're up 66, trying to get to 70. We're climbing closer. And here we go. So far, Brent, this has been fantastic. That's a 3 red. And it really came back after that huge losing streak well. I really like that. So we're up 67, still betting $1 on each until we lose. And we're getting close to 70 already. All right, that's a 21 red. That's another win. We'll keep picking those up. We're only $2 away from our next goal of $70 now, which is incredible profit for just a $200 bankroll. And that's a 23 red. That's another win. Okay, we're up 69. We're only $1 away, and we're going to make it all the way from 60 to 70 if we get the win here on dollar units without increasing. And we did. That's awesome. So you can see now we're up 70. We're going to try to get to 80. All right, let's go ahead and spin, see if we can get to 80. And here we go. That's a 35 black. And that's a loss, so that triggers us to start increasing on wins and losses until we get to 80. Our next profit goal. Here we go. That's a 13 black. That's a win. And trying to get to 80. We're currently up 70. We'll keep increasing now that that trigger has happened, and we're at $3 each here. Okay, that's a 16 red. That's another win. Okay, so we need $7. The last bet was 3 each, so we're going to go to 4 each. We haven't quite got to where we can get our next goal yet. And here we go. That's a 9 red. That's another win. Let's see how far off we are. Okay, we're only $3 away from our next goal, and we've been betting 4 each. So instead of going from 4 to 5, we're just going to go to 3 each and make that adjustment now. Because all we need to do is get from 77 to 80, and then if we lose, we're still very close if we lose. But we got it. That's a 5 red. So you can see we just achieved our next goal of 80. We go back to $1 each. And $80 or 80 units of profit is pretty awesome with dollar units and a $200 bankroll. And that's a 3 red there. Okay, and again, we're going to stay at this $2 bet until we lose. It's just picking up a unit each time, and here we go. It's a 22 black. That's another win there. I'm sorry. And we're up 82, trying to get to 90. Let's see how many wins we can get in a row here. But once we lose, it's going to trigger increasing, and there's our loss. So we're going to increase on every spin now until we get to 90. We're at 2 each for total. $10 away, and let's spin. All right, that's a 15 black. That's a win, but now we're increasing on wins and losses. We're up 82, trying to get to 90. Let's go ahead and spin, and we'll be halfway there if we get the win here. And we did. That's a 16 red. You can see now we're up 85, and we're going to keep increasing.
No more
We're
bets.
at 4 each, 8 total. That's another win of 16 red. Let's see how far off we are. And you can see we're only $1 away. So instead of going from 4 to 5, we reduced both these to $1. And that way, if we lose, we're still really close to achieving our next goal of $90. But we won, so we achieved it. And now we're only $10 away from half of our bankroll in profit. Well, I mean, we're only 10 away from $100 profit, and we started with 2. That's pretty awesome. So let's go to $1 each now and spin. All right, here we go. That is a 2 black, and that's a win. Okay, so now we're up 91, trying to get to 100. Each one of these goals is $10 total. And let's see if we can get a win here. That's a 32 red. Okay, that's a loss. And that triggers us to start increasing each time. And we're trying to get to $100 profit now. Here we go. All right, that's a 4 black. That's a win. So now we're increasing on every spin. We're $9 away from that $100 goal. We're at $3 each, 6 total on this current bet. And here we go. Okay, that's an 18 red. Okay, that's a $3 win. We're trying to get to 100. We're going to keep increasing until that happens. And then we're going to adjust it once we get close so that we don't go over. And that's less risk. That's a 16 red. Let's see where we're at. We're up 98. We're only $2 away. So instead of going from 4 to 5, we're just going to go back to 2. And if we get the win here, we'll have our new goal. And if we lose, we won't have lost as much. And you can see that saved us there because we lost, but instead of losing a bunch, we lost a little. And that's awesome. So we're up 94. Let's increase each one of those again and spin. Now we're at 3 each. And you can see how that saves you because it knocked us way back in the bet amount. So if we lost a bunch in a row, we would be just fine. So now we're up 97. And instead of going from 3 to 4, we're just going to stay at 3 because that's all we need to achieve our next goal of $100. And we lost. So, having that bet smaller has helped us again. And let's increase again. Okay, now we're up 91, trying to get to 100. 4 each, 8 total. Here we go. That's a win on 6 black. Okay, so we're up 95. And increasing by $1 here is perfect to get us to 100. So we just stick with the strategy and it'll get us there. And it did. That's an 18 red. So we've already made half the profit we started with in bankroll, which is awesome. We started with $200. We've already made 100. So now we have $300. Let's reset to $1 each and spin. And so far, this is looking like the best in the world low roller roulette system by Brent. And that's a loss there. That triggers us to start increasing each time. And again, now we're trying to get to $110 in profit. And we're going to increase each time until we do that. That's a 33 black, and that's a loss. Okay, and again, with these multiple losses like this, what really helps you is increasing on wins as well, because if without that, with a huge losing streak, you can't ever recover. And that's a 17 black. That's a win. We're trying to get to 110. We're going to keep increasing until that happens. Now we're at 4 each, 8 total. And here we go. Okay, that's a 29 black. That's a loss. So we keep increasing. We would do that whether we win or lose until we get to 110. Now we're at 5 each, 10 total. Let's see what we get here. Okay, that's another loss, 31 black. So you can see we lost the last 3 of the last 4. No, actually 4 of the last 5. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so we're increasing again from 5 to 6, trying to get to 110. And well, that's a lot of losses. And that's a win there on 24 black. Okay, so we're going to keep increasing, trying to get to 110. And we're at 7 each, 14 total. Ooh, that's another loss, 34 red. So now we've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last 7. That's a lot. So let's rebet and increase. But again, what's going to save us here is increasing on wins as well, because when you have that many losses, it's really hard to come back. And we just lost again. So let's increase again. Okay, so it drops us back to
No more
$55 profit, and here we go. Okay, that's a win on 18 red. It's been a while, so that's awesome. Let's keep increasing. And now we're at 10 each,
No more
20 total. And here we go again. That's a 1 red. Okay, that's another win. Let's keep increasing. We're currently up $74.
No more bets.
And here we go. Okay, that's a 32 red, another loss. So lots of losses. Man, you can just see them stacked up there. So let's increase again. Now we're at 12 each. And again, with all these losses in a row like this, it makes it really hard to come back if you're not increasing on wins as well. And that's a 7 red. That's a win. It's a $12 win. All right, let's increase again. Now we're at 13 each, 26 total. And let's see what we get here. 14 red, that's a win. That's a good one. Okay, so we're up 77. Let's keep increasing. And again, without increasing on wins, when you have huge losing streaks, it makes it near impossible to come back when you go on a really bad losing streak. And that's a 9 red. That's another win. We're up 91. Let's keep increasing.
No more bets.
215 here. Here we go. All right, that's a 23 red. Okay, we're almost there. Let's keep increasing. Actually, I don't even know if we need that much. Let's see. We need $14, and so we can actually back that up to 28. Okay, let's make sure those are right. And they are. So let's go ahead and spend. This will get us to our next profit goal, even after all those losses. Ooh, we lost that one, though. So backing up the bet helps us a little bit, but we got to increase again. We're at 15 each now, 30 total. Let's get a win. All right, so I'm glad you're getting to see some tough times here because we saw a lot of good times. Let's get through the tough times and make some more money. Okay, we're up 93. All right, we're going up one on each one until we get to 120. Here we go. Okay, that's a 1 red. That's a win. Okay, now we're up 109. And I think we only need, we can drop this back now to 11 each to reach our next target. We don't have to risk all that unless we, there's no reason to reach our next goal. So there we go, that's a 5 red, and I think we just reached another target. Okay, now we're up 120. We go back to $1 on each and spin. And here we go, we're back off and running again. I'm glad you got to see what happens when you have a ton of losses and how to deal with it. Again, this is a $200 bankroll system. We're trying to get to 130 now at $10 increments. This is a $200 bankroll, and boy, this has been fantastic so far. Brent says this is the world's best low roller roulette system. So we're up 122. Let's rebet and spin. All right, here we go. It's another win on 23 red. We're only risking $2 per spin now. We're up 123, trying to get to 130 here. And here we go. That's a 28 black, though. That's a loss, so we'll increase. Here we go. And that triggers us to start increasing on every spin. And that's really necessary if you have a bunch of losses together. Like we might start doing it again right here. That's 2 losses in a row right there. Okay, now we're at 3 each, 6 total. Then we'll check our balance. All right. That's a win on 3 red. So now we're increasing on wins as well. And again, we're up 120, trying to get to 130. And it's so important to increase on the wins as well when you have multiple losses. Tried to hit the 0 there, but that's a 15 black, and that's a win. Okay, so we're up 124. And we're at 5 each now. If we win this one, we'll be pretty close to our next goal of 130. And we got it. So I think we might only be $1 away. Yes, we are. So all we have to do here is bet $1 on each to get to our next goal of 130. Let's do it. And if we lose, no big deal. It's only $1 each. And see how much that saved us there? That was really smart that we did that. So now we'll start increasing on both again. And now all we have to do
No more bets.
is get to 130, and we're real close just because we made that adjustment. That's a 13 black. Okay, that's a $2 win, and we're up 129. We're going to keep increasing till we get to 140 now. That's a loss, 33 black. Okay, we're up 123. Let's keep increasing. Now we're at
No more bets.
4 each, 8 total. And that's another loss, 31 black. So we've lost the last 2 in a row now. Let's keep increasing to 5 each, then we'll check our balance. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, there's another loss. A bunch of consecutive losses. So you need to know how to deal with this. It dropped us back to 105 profit temporarily, but still amazing with the $200 bankroll to be up over half what we started with. And now we're on a huge losing streak. So now you can see we've lost 4 in a row, and that dropped us back to 93. But I want you guys to see what happens when things like this occur, because that's why it's so important we increase on wins as well, because that's another loss. Look at this. We've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row with 24 numbers covered. And let's increase again.
No more bets.
And spend. Okay, we finally got a win. My goodness. So again, if you have a crazy amount of losses like that, it's so important that you keep increasing on wins as well to get yourself back, because otherwise I don't know that you will with that many losses. That's why that's so smart with this, and it's also smart that we start with small units like this and a small bankroll. We're up 96 now.
No
We're going to go from 9 to 10, up whether we win or lose. Here we go. And that's 11 black. That's another win. Okay, so we're up 106 now. Then we just increase again to 11 each. And then once we get near our target, we'll adjust again. That's another win of 19 red. Fantastic. Okay, so now we're up 117. And if we were not increasing on wins like this, we would not be able to come back. And it's very important. That's another loss right there. And you can see why. When you have a bunch of these losses, it's so important that you increase on both wins and losses. And we're currently up 93. It's still fantastic on a $200 bankroll to be up half. But we're just having tons of losses. If you look at this now, we've lost on 36, 32, 0, 26, and 31. So let's increase again. And a bunch of them before that you can't even see that are still on the screen. So here we go. Oh my goodness, another loss on 31 black. Okay, that's why we start low, and we have a $200 bankroll, which is really amazing that we can make half of that. But my goodness. So now we've lost on, oh my goodness, 4 more in a row. You can see most of our profit is going down down now, but doesn't mean we can't get it back since we're increasing on each one. There's a win on 23 red. Okay, that's a $16 win. We're going to keep increasing. Now we're at 17 each. Again, this is a $200 bankroll system. This is the first time we've had just a million losses in a row, and let's see how it deals with it. That's an 18 red. It's a $17 win. Let's increase again. Now we're at 18 each, 36 total. And hopefully we've hit about enough of these high numbers. My goodness. That is a 16. That's an $18 win. Now we're up 60. Let's keep increasing. Now we're at 19 each. And let's see what we get here. Okay, that's a 19 red. You can see now we're up 79. We'll keep increasing. We're at 20 each, 40 total now. Ooh, that's a nice 20 black there. Okay, so now we're up almost 100. Let's go another one here. We were trying to get back to 130, I believe. We're at 21 each now. And that's a 4 black. That just shows you that you can come back, right? That just shows you can come back even as long as you're increasing on the wins and the losses when you go on a huge losing streak. But the key to this is starting with dollar units and a $200 bankroll. I mean, then the worst case scenario is eventually someday you lose the $200, but it's not the end of the world. And starting with dollar units, it's just a great way to play low roll. You can play online, automated, video roulette, or any way that you can bet small. This is a great way to do it. And let me know down in the comments what you guys think as usual. And keep sending those systems in to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. I'd love seeing the new systems every day. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe and share. That would be fantastic. We just hit 50,000 subscribers as a community. Let's keep it growing strong. And I just love seeing how you guys are helping each other out. It is incredible to see. And I just love the search for the best roulette system possible. And I can tell you guys do as well. It's pretty cool to try to find the best roulette system each and every day. And I sure love it. Another great performance by a system sent in by one of the subscribers. You guys are awesome, and just keep them coming. And $120 win with a $200 bankroll is really amazing. And Brent says this is the world's best low roller strategy. It sure looks like it from today's session. But you guys let me know down in the comments when you test it out, and share in the comments whether it's good or bad. Let people know what you think, and that's what it's all about. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.